Namaskar dear students, welcome you to our channel by Gulab Sir. As a part of series of lectures, today's topic is respiratory quotient. What is respiratory quotient? It is the ratio of carbon dioxide released and oxygen consumed during the breakdown of substrate can be as a carbohydrate, fat and organic acid. So let us know RQ of each one, carbohydrate, fat and organic acid, as well as respiration, anaerobic respiration or respiratory quotient in desert plant. So let us know one by one. What is the definition? That volume of carbon dioxide released, that it is the ratio to the CO2 evolved released and oxygen consumed in aerobic process. Why aerobic? Because oxygen means aerobic, presence of oxygen aerobic, absence of oxygen anaerobic. So when we say RQ, respiratory quotient, that is what? Volume of carbon dioxide release and oxygen use. That means it has to be in aerobic respiration. Therefore, once again, it is the ratio of carbon dioxide released and oxygen consumed during aerobic respiration is called respiratory quotient. So that is what? During aerobic respiration, O2 is consumed and CO2 is released. It is to clarify what is written in definition. So what is then respiratory quotient formula? It is given as that volume of CO2 released and O2 used. Let us know for carbohydrate. So C6H12O6 undergo breakdown in presence of oxygen to produce carbon dioxide, water and energy. So how much oxygen is used? 6 molecules of oxygen. How much carbon dioxide produced? 6 molecules of CO2. Therefore carbon dioxide to oxygen, that is what ratio of carbon dioxide release and oxygen use, that is 6/6. Therefore it is 1. So respiratory quotient of all the carbohydrate is 1. Now know about fat. It's very simple. Again, we have to have that fat as a substrate in respiration. That is what breakdown of fat required more oxygen. Since fats are very reduced, oxygen glucose is less reduced. It has a very less concentration of hydrogen and carbon in its composition. But in fat, the concentration of carbon and hydrogen is very high. Therefore, they are highly reduced. They require more oxygen to have respiration and breakdown. Therefore, 140 molecules of oxygen are required for these 2 molecules of fatty acid. What amount of carbon dioxide is released? 102 molecules of carbon dioxide released. What is important? That fat require more oxygen than that of carbon dioxide release. And therefore, naturally, when more oxygen is required, respiratory quotient has to be less than 1. Because fat require more oxygen to digest, and therefore it is said that have less fat in our diet. And if you have fat, you must have more exercise so as to have more oxygen to mobilize it. Otherwise, they will accumulate in your body. So what we learn through this respiratory quotient for our life as a value of education, that if we have more fat in our diet, we must have exercise. We must have more exercise or physical work to mobilize that fat. Otherwise, we should not have fat in our diet. So you come to know. Why I said? Because require a very high number of oxygen. To have very high number of oxygen, we have to have more inhalation, deep breathing, fast breathing, more breathing. Okay, that is as a part of value of life. But as a part of syllabus, see, if 140 molecule of oxygen required and only 102 carbon dioxide molecules are released, that is in formula, carbon dioxide to oxygen, that is 102 upon 145 is to 0.7, that is less than 1. So respiratory quotient of fat is always less than 7. Then what is the respiratory quotient of organic acids? So these are the now stearic acid and other palmitic acid, so organic acid. So stearic acid, this C16, okay, fatty acid again going on, not organic acid. Fatty acid, another example of fatty acid. So this is the stearic acid. Once again see, 26 O2 and only 18 CO2 are released. Means more oxygen required and less carbon dioxide is released. Therefore, again 18 CO2 upon 16 O2, it is 0.7. So, RQ of fat is always 0.7. That is always less than 1. Now, RQ of organic acid, as I told you. Which acid? Malic acid. Formula is C4H6O5. How many oxygen molecules? 3 molecules of oxygen. How much carbon dioxide it is? More carbon dioxide. That means organic acid are easy to digest. But organic acid cannot be a part of staple food. Which can be the part of staple food? Glucose, carbohydrate and fat. So organic acid cannot be, but still they can be digested. If they are, they require very less oxygen and therefore RQ is always more than 1, that is 1.33. Now it is clear what we come to know. If RQ is less than 1, means that food is very difficult to digest. If RQ is more than 1, that food is easy to digest. So which food we must have more in diet? Which is easy to digest. What is it? Carbohydrate and organic acids. Which should be less in diet or in control? Fat, because required more oxygen, because their RQ is less than 1. Now, some of the exceptional cases, in desert plant or anaerobically respiring organism, what would be the RQ? In desert plant, since during daytime their stomata remain closed, they do not release carbon dioxide, although carbon dioxide produced, but they do not release. That means release of carbon dioxide is 0. So let us see here, in desert plant, same substrate C6H12O6, oxygen release 3O2, but no carbon dioxide release. So RQ of any substrate glucose in desert plant is 0.3 because no release of carbon dioxide but use of oxygen, and therefore 0.3 is come to 0. So RQ in desert plant is 0, can be asked in NEET. So remember, substrate can be fat, substrate can be carbohydrate, substrate can be any, but RQ will be always 0 because no release of carbon dioxide as stomata remain closed during daytime, and therefore RQ in desert plant is always 0. Now what is about RQ in anaerobically respiring organism? When question comes aerobic and anaerobic, in aerobic oxygen is used, in anaerobic no use of oxygen. So ethyl alcohol and lactic acid is produced anaerobically, where carbon dioxide is released but no oxygen is used. See the equation, C6H12O6 undergo incomplete breakdown to produce methyl alcohol with 2 molecules of carbon dioxide. That means RQ use is equal to CO2 to O2, CO2 is 2, oxygen is 0. Naturally, the amount of carbon dioxide release is the RQ, therefore it can be infinite. जितना carbon dioxide release होगा उतना उसका RQ होगा, इसलिए इसको infinite कह दिया. Therefore, it is written as a infinite. So RQ of anaerobic respiring organism, either any of the substrate will have infinite, since amount of carbon dioxide released but no oxygen is used, and therefore it is directly proportional to the amount of carbon dioxide or number of molecules of carbon dioxide released. I hope you got it, and I have been summarized it for your preparation in NEET. So see, RQ of carbohydrate is 1, fat is less than 1, organic acid is more than 1, in desert plant it is 0, and in anaerobic respiring organism it is infinite. I hope this will guide you to prepare questions in NEET, and it is easy to understand what is respiratory quotient. I hope you did understand. Even if you are in doubt, you can ask in comment section. Also, I appeal you to subscribe and share our channel and press bell icon to receive notification as and when new videos are uploaded. Thank you. Enjoy.